I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to speak to you both. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Maybe you can just kick us off with a brief intro. Where do we find Molly? I guess on her grand journey from tech billionaire wife to full-blown philanthropist.
Well, I think now she's digging into the philanthropy and really investing her time in the Wells Foundation and the people in it and really strengthening those relationships, but also on a self-designated wellness journey. I think she's prescribing her own wellness journey, which is a bit of a mess, I'll be honest. I think it's what she thinks she needs after seeing her ex-husband again. So that and sort of swearing off men as a cocktail is where she's at.
And I guess what I love most about the show is it just balances so well, kind of taking this quite satirical, poking fun at the elite and how out of touch they can be. Yet, through Molly, we're often kind of endeared to her. And even when she's kind of, putting her foot in it or saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, we're very much endeared to her and we have a lot of affection for her. So how did you see her as a character? And it looks like you must have had a lot of fun playing her.
I do really enjoy playing her. I feel like in talking a lot today with Joel about Molly and Nicholas, I feel like I really get to have a lot of fun with playing her against Nicholas. I feel like that's the root of the Molly I love playing. I do love digging deep too into the real human part of someone who's really figuring out what they want and who they are. But I think it's hard for me to resist when it gets to like full goof level. And I feel like Molly and Nicholas have such a great rapport that we've already established in season one. And you get to see all of it. And it's just all the ugly, all the silly, all the fun.
And for you, John, playing Nicholas, I mean, lots of witty lines, obviously so much devotion as well for Molly and, being able to throw in things like a gin spiked kale smoothie every now and then. It's also kind of a pretty fun gig to have.
Oh yeah, no, it's a dream come true, honestly, and like it's just I mean everybody. I say this genuinely. This isn't like PR on my part. There is not a stinker in the bunch. Like it is like such a chill set. It is like so refreshing because we're all so comfortable around each other. It really gives us a lot of leeway to take risks. I think like when we do improvise and when we do have fun with it, like we all feel very safe. I think in like taking those big swings because we know that like the other person is there and ready for it and like willing to volley back and forth with you. Yeah, it's such a wonderful environment to get to play in.
And did you have a favorite scene or a favorite line? I mean, even just the opening one where you're going around the house and, sashaying around the place, talking about your 5 swimming pools. Everything is just so perfect. But did you have a favorite moment or scene?
I really enjoyed getting to do the bad acting with Joel for the play episode. It was just so much fun. I think, yeah, that 73 questions was just like just one of those like fun things where you get to play pretend. Like if I had a mansion, what would I do walking around and yeah, and finding a sloth around the corner. That stuff is really fun. Yeah.
And in terms of what people can take away from watching this show, I guess as we've said, it could easily be sort of very cynical, but there is an optimism there, and it does turn into something very relatable, kind of more about workplace dynamics, and at the end of the day, everyone kind of wanting to be their best self, rather than it being just kind of a takedown of the elite, if you like.
I think like the change from season 1 to season 2 is like in season 1, the Alameda Street Project was so abstract and sort of really just for plot. In this season, it really is like going in on the idea that like if these people wanted to, if these billionaires wanted to, they could get in there and they could actually like they don't have to wait for regulation and like the government to do it. Like just use your money and do the work. And I think like that for us, like in the second season, it was such an important thing, I think, to really show Molly not just like this abstract idea of her giving her money away, but really like digging in there and saying like, actually, how can I really functionally change the world with my wealth? And I think it's like, it's sort of a dare. Like, who's gonna
Yeah.
watch the show and
I love that. I feel like we've seen things even since season 1. You start to notice. I'm obviously paying more attention to the billionaires of the world in thinking about this show, but you hear things, Molly giving her money away, and then you hear about people from very big companies doing just that. And I think putting things into the air, into the ether, and having the conversations out loud kind of hopefully helps, initiate those thoughts. And I can't wait to think about, what else we can bring up. But there's a lot I'd like to change.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with me. And I really can't wait for everyone else to dig into Luke season 2. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.